Hey, Grand Rising family. Just got finished having some breakfast. Now I'm sipping on some coffee. And I wanted to come and, chat with y'all for a second. Life is a journey, you know. Um, I remember, I just been listening to a Kevin Gates motivational, message. And it took me back down memory lane when I was in the gym and, I would always do things to fit in. You know what I'm saying? I took steroids and got big, but then it had a negative effect on me, which was it changed how my attitude was, right? But I did it because I wanted to fit in with the crowd, the people that I started to connect with at the gym, right? I was out my body, man. I wasn't being who I was supposed to be. But it was because I wasn't happy with my circumstances, right? I wasn't happy with myself, and a lot of times when we're not happy with our circumstances, we haven't found love in ourselves. We haven't went back to the Garden of Eden, the presence of God, right? It tends to throw us through a loop, right? We start to tear ourselves down and others around us. And it was a tough time. It started to make me, you know, do things that would harm my wife, harm my kids, harm anybody that was around me, including myself, right? But I take all the blame, right? And the main thing is this, though. You got to be able to forgive yourself, because God forgave me and gave me another chance. How I know is because He gave me another day to get it right, right? Thanksgiving, right? The true Thanksgiving, present moment, right? I've now come to a point where I enjoy nature. Do y'all hear this music out here? Y'all hear that? I fell in love with the simple things, like Miguel said, right? And I let all that stuff go, and it's like when you do start to let, the things that don't serve you go, your life still don't quite come together as you plan, but it's not about your plan. It's about God's plan, God's will, right? And that path can look dark because it's a narrow path, To birth something new, you got to do something new. You got to do something different. That's why, once God touched my heart and said, hey, create the flow, I always had pure intentions to help people. Always, I always was the type to lend out more than I even had, right? And thought that I was doing it right, doing that, but I wasn't. It would drain me. It would bring people towards me, or I would pull people towards me that were like me, in a sense, instead of gravitating towards people that could bring something to the table that I didn't have, so now I can learn more. In other words, I was being the smartest one in the group, and my group became a cage. And then those ones inside that cage with me started to want to attack me because the meat that I had within inside my heart, that light, they wanted it, right? That's why they say, observe your circle before your circle hurts you, right? But at that time, when I felt like my back was against the wall, I didn't have nobody else. Jesus Christ came into my life, right? And it was a beautiful thing, though, because it let me know for sure at that time, like, man, wow, like you hear, like, oh my God, like, and I was, man, I couldn't do nothing but like shake and cry. It was happy tears, but at the same time, it was fear in a way, because I was like, man, don't tell me I'm done. Cause come on, Father, like, You know what I'm saying? It was a fearful love type thing, a big love, like a love that you can't explain, right? You know, but he was there to protect me, right? I never forget that day, you know. So I just wanted to say, come back home. You know what I mean? Like, meaning, don't be afraid to sit alone with yourself, with God, and allow Him to prepare your steps, because our minds cannot fathom the way He processed things and set up things, right? We got free will, but not necessarily, right? We can create pits for ourselves, or we can get out of our own way and allow God to take the wheel, right? And along my journey, I would a lot of times, jump in front of God. But the thing is, though, I got to be honest with myself instead of being so hard on myself, because I am. And I know I'm probably not the only one, but I'm very, very hard on myself. And sometimes it can bring depression, dis-ease, because of always monitoring everything that I'm doing. And then on the flip side, it's a good thing, though, because you stay out of trouble like that. You stay from around people, places, and things that are not serving you, They're hurting you, they're distractions, things like that, right? But I say that to say this, don't be afraid to be alone and get to know who you really are, and don't allow, a certain amount of money to give, like to cause you to give up on what God placed in your heart to do here at this time. You know what I mean? Like, if you know you like doing hair, do hair. And I don't care if you're only making $100 that day, $50 the next day. If it's really something you love to do, God will send the people. Your vibe will attract your tribe, right? Like, I'm in a situation at this time where all I can really do is trust in our Father. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not afraid. But is it there in my heart? Like, is it kind of lingering in the background? Yeah, it's lingering. But my love is in the front lines. My love is what's holding me there, saying, hey, look, don't worry about none of that. Let's go. My trust and my belief in knowing in Jesus Christ that all things are taken care of is what keeps me going. All I ask for on a daily basis is, God, give me the strength. Guide me. Certain times I hear messages, right? And I hear them, and sometimes they'll shake me up. I'll be like, hold up, God, you talking about me? Hold on, wait. I'm doing the right thing, right? Right? I get nervous. Excuse me, family. I get nervous sometimes, like, man, I ain't messing up, is it? But that's when you get that real connection with our Father, where it ain't about what you see no more. It's about what you feel. It's about what you are attracting to you, right? It's about what you see in your dream state, It tells a lot. It tells everything, right? So, other than that, share this message with somebody today that you feel maybe struggling with depression, struggling with anxiety, struggling with addictions, struggling with things of the past, and let somebody know today that, hey, man, I love you, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling y'all right now, too, I love you. If nobody didn't say that to you today, hey, I love you, man. Like, straight up. Because you are me, just in a different time. No matter what. I'm not the smartest one in the world. I ain't trying to be. But I aim to be the best that I can be. You see what I'm saying? With the help of God. He don't make no mistakes. It's all good. We may stumble. We may fall. But as long as we keep our trust in Him, we'll get back up again. Remember Donnie McClurkin said that? Get back up again, right? You know, and don't get too stuck on trying to be perfect. I used to do that. I ain't lying. I used to do that, and it would make me feel worse than I did when I was doing the wrong thing, you know? We got to be able to say, all right, look, I can go listen to Kevin Gates and get a message from it. I can hear God in that. I can go listen to Michael Jackson, Akon. Because, you know, you can listen to certain music because music is like a healing thing. It's very healing. And, you know the music I'm talking about, not the worldly music, but the music that, you know, God is there. You know, like straight up, you know? So don't get too hard on yourself where you start turning away from things that you do love. Right? That's why you got to take time with yourself. Take time with yourself and really evaluate, what are you loving? Are the things you loving helping or hurting? Holding you back or pushing you forward? Preparing you to fly or gonna hold you down on the ground when it's that time? You know, it don't take a rocket scientist to do this, family. It just takes patience, self-evaluation, right? Self-accountability, you know? Time to yourself. Get away from the crowd. A lot of times, these are clowns, man. I'm telling you, man, I done been around a lot of clowns, man. A lot of people that were just taken from me, but I don't blame them, I blame me. Because I could have easily walked away, but I stayed. Glad I stayed because now I have a testimony. Now I have receipts. Now I have proof that, hey, hold up, man, I can't go back there because that's like the Lion King. That was that dark side. That was over there, the elephant, you know, the elephant, what do they call it? The elephant graveyard or whatever. Simba don't go over there, you know? Although you're a king, although you're a queen, it's still order in God's kingdom, right? Because at the end of the day, the only thing that should be above you is God. Period. Period, right? So hopefully this message helps somebody today because it's definitely helping me. When I talk to you, I talk to me, right? Like Gates say, all geniuses talk to themselves all the time, right? But yeah, man, build a relationship with yourself. You know, a lot of people scared to be by themselves, so they distract themselves with scrolling on their phones, you know, going to different people's houses that they know done showed them who they were. When people show you who they are, man, believe them, man. And if they come back around and they do come with a genuine heart, you'll know. You know, you'll know. You know? God always say, test the spirit. Test the spirit. And a lot of times, you know, I'm learning now, the test the spirit is just to be quiet, be humble, and then they'll start talking regardless. Right? So, other than that, family, hey, it's Wolf. Y'all know me. I never go with the flow. I'm here to create the flow, the inner flow. And my goal is to help others do the same. I'm going to meet you where you at. You may not be where I'm at this time. I may not be where you at. But when we come together, we can meet halfway and grow from there, you know? Let it be like that. It ain't got to be no division, no comparison, and no, man, you think you all that or I'm better. It ain't none of that. That's low vibe, y'all. We are all one body trying to stand back up and walk upright, right? So hopefully this message helped you today. Hey, I love y'all. See y'all soon.